seed oils. All right, let's talk about the food of the devil. All right, a lot of influencers online and even doctors sharing how seed oils are toxic, and they present facts that don't stand very well. You know, I think one thing we have to learn when we look at social media, and whether the person in front of you is a doctor or not, we really are responsible for sharing information accurately. I think that's really a responsibility. I'm going to tell you what I think, where I come from, and what the studies say. So, what I think is this: I personally don't cook with oil, and so to me, that is a subject that is like whatever. I don't care, because I don't cook with oil. I decided when I was reversing type 2 diabetes not to use oil in my cooking. And if I had to, I would opt for olive oil because of the science behind how many polyphenols it has, that it's just healthier in that sense, it's more rich in nutrients. But again, even olive oil, I'm not going to put it on a pedestal, whether they call it the golden, liquid or not. To me, it's still 120 calories for pure fat in a tablespoon. Do I want it? Not really. So I'd rather eat the olive. Like, the olive comes with fiber, it's amazing. And so you can have that. So actually, I've seen a study showing that having an olive, because of its compact amount of fat, the actual olive with fiber, it can potentially not even take you out of ketosis. So if you're on a ketogenic diet for some reason, I talked about this before. No, you don't have to be on a ketogenic diet to be healthy. But if you wanted to for your health, and you are hungry through a fast, and you're like, I really just want something to, keep me down, you could have a couple of olives and not come out of ketosis. So, and actually my friend Sky, she is doing a protocol by Dr. Brooke Goldner, and it is plant-based but keto approach. And even when she has seeds, flax seeds, for example, she's still making ketones. So, it's the same approach. But point is, you don't have to have oils. You can have the whole fat. It comes with fiber. It has amazing nutrients if you want, so you can have the olive. But other seed oils have just gained a really bad rap. One of the reasons is, especially, and this comes from the corn oil especially, or soy. Those are commoditized crops, which means big companies own the seeds. Most of them are GMOs, and it's cheap, and they therefore are great for the food industry to put into their prepackaged food, right? They can last on the shelf forever. Also, these foods are shelf stable because they are liquid at room temperature. They last a long time. They can go more rancid. This is why we had a lot of people going for the trans fat at some point, which was a very bad disaster, to make liquid fats into a solid form. Now that's not allowed anymore, but there's a percentage that is, so above that percentage is not allowed. So we still find them. So the point is, these oils are used in prepackaged junk food, not eaten as they are. And science, what does science say? So my opinion is, you don't need them, you don't use them. I don't eat prepackaged food. I don't eat candies and cakes and biscuits, so I don't care. I don't even get them there. But for the people that do, that's where they're getting them from, because most of them don't go home and actually use canola oil in their food or whatever. They just don't. So, but the science also says that people that were having a higher amount of these omega-6 fatty acids from seed oils, so a decrease on CRP. CRP is your inflammation markers, just as they were when they were having olive oil. But the CRP went up with animal products, like butter, for example. So omega-6 fatty acids from these seed oils hasn't shown to be inflammatory, actually. It's the opposite. And it always comes down to the question, in what context, and also what are you replacing the seed oil with, or are using it instead of? And then you have a full picture. You don't have a full picture if you don't calculate and think about those things. So I wanted to really share this because it's exhausting. When you look at science, when you look at the research at control randomized randomized studies, and you see, there's a study actually, I have to find it, I will share it, where they share, and actually I don't even have to share it, I'm going to share the episode by my friend Jill Carvalho from Nutrition Facts, Nutrition Made Easy, who shares about the study. The participants were given a bottle of these seed oils. I don't remember which one it is, but they were checking the CRP and they found it didn't go up, and they used it instead of olive oil or with olive oil, it didn't go up. The inflammation did not go up. Now, if you have a population of people that eats a lot of junk food and they start having these fats in the junk food, and then even maybe cooking at home with them, yeah, maybe the amounts then are much higher. And we also have to understand that when we look at studies, you have to see, are they done on humans or on animals? Because unfortunately our system is so cruel, and a lot of these tests are done on rats, and the amounts that these rats are put to try are insane. A human would not even have those, and so their reaction doesn't translate into human trials oftentimes. So I want us to actually, that's why it's really redundant to do testing on animals, not only cruel but inefficient. So please stop the craze. Like, of course, be conscious. Like, this is really easy. Don't eat when you go to the supermarket. Buy and eat from the periphery. Buy your fruit and veggies, your nuts and seeds. You can buy pasta. You can opt for better pasta than just grains. You can go for chickpeas or lentil pasta. One ingredient basically. You can be creative. Buy your pulses. I'm vegan, so of course I'm just going to go for this vegan, and I'm not even going to tell you buy vegan products. Don't. As I said, in one of the episodes in the shares, I said that I gave myself type 2 diabetes eating a lot of processed or refined carbs, and then cheese. I mean, BioLife, which is delicious, but I was having it every day, and it's very high in fat. And so I'm not going to say buy that. In fact, now I make my own cheese. Like I so cashews, I mix it in with some nice nutritional yeast. So guys, I mean, it's super easy, and it's much better for you, and it's good fats, and that is what I'm saying. We have agency, so we can make choices, so we have to choose according to what makes sense. And I think when it gets confusing, go back to baseline, and the baseline is a step away from everything and everyone. Let's just buy the veggies, buy the fruit, buy the pulses, buy the nuts, buy the seeds, buy food that looks like the food without anything else. Like, just go back to simple, and then slowly take it on. Eat in a better way, feel better, and then navigate. Because I think when these promotions of certain diets and fear mongering on one ingredient will come out, they come out when you're stressed, you hear them more, and you panic. Even if you don't feel like you're panicking, you panic, because that it's triggering you, it's activating your nervous system, so you're going to be responsive. So just go back to baseline. And again, if you don't have oils in your diet, you're not going to die, because they're not essential. You can have your omega-3s and your omega-6s in your food. We make omega-9, so that's covered, and you're good to go. Have the whole food, have the seeds and the nuts, and then just slowly think about this information you're receiving, and then make a decision that is pragmatic. And I think you will respond a lot better with less stress to all of this. When in doubt, step back. When in doubt, go back to simple. When in doubt, don't react, and things always work out for the best. See you soon.